Last summer, I bought one of the cheapest BMW E39s I could find, and honestly, I'm not sure if this was a great idea or a huge mistake. This car has done over 352,000 kilometers, it has oil leaks, and probably a lot more problems I haven't even found yet. As you can probably see now, the interior is probably the best thing about the car right now. It's very clean and it looks like the previous owner took very good care of it. This E39 has the M52 inline-six 2.8 liter engine. It's a great engine, but this one is leaking oil from both the oil pan and the valve cover. As you can probably tell, this thing has definitely seen some better days. I had a lot of rust in both rocker panels, front fenders, hood, tailgate and the floorboard, which I've already repaired. Now it needs a paint job, and a good one. I've already modified a little bit by adding facelift headlights with LEDs for the halos and an Enon radio with Apple CarPlay that looks OEM, and that's just the beginning. The goal is simple: take this from cheap to clean in an OEM plus kind of style. Welcome to my garage. But before we do anything on the car, I'm going to talk a bit about why I chose my E39 as my project car. The E39 is the fourth generation of the 5 Series. It came out in 1995 and production stopped in 2003. You could get it with 2 versions of inline-sixes and 2 versions of V8. The first version of the inline-six is the M52. It came in a 2 liter, 2.5 liter and 2.8 liter, and all of them received technical updates during their time in the E39. The second version of the inline-six is the M54. It came in 2.2 liter, 2.5 liter and 3.0 liter. The M54 is a newer version of the M52, and the main differences are that the M54 had standard double vanos and drive-by-wire throttle, while only the M52 TU had double vanos and drive-by-wire. In America, the M52 still had an iron block, while the M54 got an aluminium block. My E39 has the older M52, so that means that it's not drive-by-wire and it only has vanos on the intake cam. This car has always been one of my dream cars because I remember as a kid sitting in the passenger seat of my dad's older BMWs and then seeing this all-black E39 with only the halos lit in the front. It looks so cool and so mean and so boss, and I instantly fell in love with it. Ever since I got my license, I've always wanted one, but I could never afford one. Then suddenly, one day on Facebook Marketplace, I saw this one for only $1,700, and I just had to own it. Me and my buddy drove it from the island I live on towards Copenhagen to get it. It had been sitting for 5 years, but we got it running. We test drove it and we ended up taking it home. On the drive home, the alternator died on us just 5 kilometers away from where we bought the car. We had to get it towed to the nearest parking lot and left it there for the night. The next day we came back with a new alternator and replaced it on the spot, and then we continued driving. We made it back to my town where we slept until the next day. The next day we were going to take it to the garage and start working on it, but when we came out to the car, there was a big puddle underneath it. The clutch slave cylinder had been leaking a lot and we couldn't use the clutch at all. We went to the local Autopod store and got a new one, changed it right there on the spot and bled the system. Then we drove it to the garage and then we started working on the rust. So far all the rust has been done except for in a few places. It has gotten a new clutch and it's gone through the MOT. So that's where we are right now. The car is finally running, it's driving and it's starting to come back to life. But we're far from done. We ordered a new rear muffler for it from Germany, and we thought it would be a great idea to give it a new set of headers while we had the exhaust off. Well, it wasn't as easy as we thought to get the new headers in. At first we started it up to listen to it, how it sounds before we do any work on it. Giv den gas. Jeg er klar. Then we started marking where to cut the exhaust off to fit the new one. When we got the old muffler off, we compared the weight difference between the new and the old muffler, and the new muffler was a lot lighter than the old one, and it looks a lot prettier in stainless steel. And of course, we had to hear what it sounded like without the real muffler on. Nej. Yes. Prøv lige at give den et par reps. And we fitted the muffler. Prøv bare.
Det larmer overhovedet ikke så meget, som jeg troede, det faktisk.
Det gør den overhovedet ikke. Den popper lidt.
Den popper lidt.
Now that the muffler is on, we started on the exhaust manifold, and that was tricky.
So this is a couple of days after we mounted the headers.
It looks great now. We did have some trouble getting them on with the AVS block and this air conditioning pipe were in the way,
Which made it very hard to get them in, and tightening the nuts for them were insanely annoying as well.
but we got it all fixed up. So yeah, the headers were very difficult to get on. We didn't have any power tools or anything to help us like that. We only had normal wrenches, and that just made it take forever. We ended up spending, I think, above 8 hours on putting those headers on, and it's definitely worth it because it sounds amazing, and I can feel a little bit of power gain, especially between 2,000 RPMs and 3,000 RPMs. There's a little bit of gain, and it feels a lot perkier, and I'm not sure I used that word correctly, but it feels like it wants to move more forward now, and it's just lovely. Well, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. Come back next time where we're gonna do some bodywork, or try and do some bodywork. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this kind of content, and if you want to see more.